Namaste students. In the previous class, we have discussed something about quadrilaterals. We have studied properties, we have solved certain problems also. Let us continue our discussion in the same lesson. So, what we have learned, let us recall. First of all, we have learned the definition of polygons. We have classified polygons based on sides and even based on zones. We have found what is the diagonal of a polygon, we have defined what is the side, and we have even understood what is angle sum property of a polygon, and we have solved certain problems of quadrilaterals also. So, sum of external angles of a polygon, what we have found in the previous class. So, first of all, let us learn what is sum of external angles of a polygon. In the previous class, we have found angle sum property, we have understood it. So, let us draw a polygon, we have drawn it already. Dear students, you too should draw this diagram in your notebook. Be ready with your textbook also, so that you can easily understand the concepts that I discuss. So, I have drawn a diagram here. How many sides it has? Let us count number of sides before along with marking the angles. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. There are 6 sides. So, what you call for this diagram having 6 sides? A polygon having 6 sides? So, it is a hexagon. Is it right? Now, so let us identify the angles here. So, angle 1, let us measure those angles by using these numbers. Let us name the vertices also. So, sum of external angles of any polygon is 360 degree because we know that sum of all the angles, angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, it yields a sum equal to 360 degree. So, let us somehow recall this concept. So, let us go to a problem here. Find the measure of each external angle of a polygon having 9 sides. So, sum of external angles of a polygon is 360 degree. We know that number of sides of a polygon having 9 sides is, they have given it already. So, it is 9 here. Each external angle measures 360 degree by, we have to divide it by number of sides by 9. So, what is 360 by 9? It is 40 degree. So, let us move further. So, each external angle of a regular polygon measures 160 degree, 165 degree, then find number of sides. So, let us solve it. Dear students, you too should write down the problem and somehow get involved with the discussion of the same of different problems. So, sum of external angles of a polygon, as we have discussed already, it is 360 degree. Each internal angle measures 165 degree, it is given here. So, each external angle is nothing but 180 degree minus 165 degree, because as we have studied in the axiom itself, if a ray stands on a line, the sum of adjacent angles is 180 degree. Therefore, we need to minus 165 degree with 180 degree here. So, it is nothing but 15 degree. Now, we need to find number of sides of the polygon. So, number of sides of the polygon is 360 degree by each external angle. So, each external angle, as we have already measured, already found out, as 15 degree. So, it is 24 sides. So, it has 24 sides here. So, write down whatever we have discussed here, so that you can easily understand, so that we can solve the next problems also. So, let us classify quadrilaterals. So, quadrilaterals can be briefly classified into these types. First of all, trapezium. I have drawn the diagram also along with me. Draw the diagram in your notebook. And the second type is kite. We have learned in the previous class itself. A parallelogram, we can find out a parallelogram as a type of quadrilateral. and I have drawn the diagram also. So, draw the diagram in your notebook. Now, the parallelogram can be further classified into rhombus, the diagram is shown, a rectangle, we can draw the diagram as such, and one more type, so that it can be a rhombus, it can be a rectangle, it is also a parallelogram, it is a square. So, you have learned all these diagrams, all these figures, all these types of quadrilaterals in the previous class itself. So, let us continue our discussion with the types of quadrilaterals. So, let us take trapezium first of all. A quadrilateral having a pair of parallel sides is a trapezium. So, write down the definition. So, let us list the properties of trapezium. Sum of any two adjacent angles is 180 degree in case of trapezium. Note down the property. Two non-parallel sides are always equal. The third property, diagonals always bisect each other. The fourth property, line joining midpoints of non-parallel sides is parallel to parallel sides and is half of sum of parallel sides. So, let us understand the fourth statement, fourth property here. So, we have understood a trapezium is having a pair of parallel sides, but the thing is non-parallel sides are equal. So, non-parallel sides are joined together by using their midpoints, by using a line, and that line is parallel to the parallel sides. And what is its length? Its length is half of sum of parallel sides. So, let us move further. I think you are writing these properties in your notebook. Understand the properties. So, the fifth property, if non-parallel sides are equal, we call such property such trapezium. So, if non-parallel sides are equal as listed here, so the such a trapezium is isosceles. So, it is called isosceles trapezium. It is an isosceles trapezium. So, I have drawn such a isosceles trapezium here. You can draw it in your notebook also. So, let us move further. So, I am listing, I have listed already this kite as a type of quadrilateral. I am going to define it. So, I have drawn a kite. So, you too should draw this kite in your notebook. So, kite, let us list the properties first of all before going to define what is a kite. So, diagonals bisect at vertex angle, bisect vertex angles. So, I have drawn two diagonals here, name those. So, diagonal Km and diagonal JL. So, what is a diagonal? We have studied it previously. So, a diagonal is a line segment joined by non-consecutive vertices. So, here J and L, they are non-consecutive vertices. Similarly, K and M, they are non-consecutive. So, I have joined those by using line segment. So, it is a diagonal. So, those two Km and JL, they are diagonals. So, as listed in the properties itself, let us understand diagonals bisect at vertex angles. So, which are vertex angles with respect to Km? Angle K, the angle formed at K and angle formed at M, they are vertex angles. So, if I draw Km, it cuts JKL into two halves. I think you have understood what is half. Half is nothing but it makes equal, two equal parts. So, similarly, JML, it is an angle, it is going to be halved by using that diagonal Km. And similarly, we can see that JL is one more diagonal. It has been formed by using non-consecutive vertices. Therefore, KLM has been bisected by JL. And similarly, KJM, that angle has been bisected by this diagonal JL. It means to tell that it has been halved. So, the second property as we have listed, and we can see in the diagram also, the diagonals bisect at right angles. It means to tell that KM is a perpendicular bisector of JL. You can see in the diagram while drawing, you can find out it. You can find it easily. You can measure the angle at the vertex angle at the intersection of these two diagonals. The one more property, a pair of opposite angles are equal. So, you know what is which are opposite angles here. So, if I recognize KJM as one angle, its opposite angle is KLM, they are equal. Similarly, with respect to vertex K and vertex M. So, we can define it. So, quadrilateral having two equal adjacent sides is a kite. So, which are adjacent sides here? Kj and Kl, they are adjacent sides, they are equal. Similarly, Jm and Ml, they are adjacent sides, they are equal. So, a kite is a quadrilateral. Quadrilateral means it has four sides and two equal sides, adjacent sides are equal. Now, let us move further with the type of quadrilaterals. Parallelogram, let us take parallelogram. So, I have drawn it here. ABCD is a parallelogram. Write in your, you too should draw in your notebook, students, you should draw it. Now, let us define it. A quadrilateral having equal and parallel sides is a parallelogram. Now, let us list the properties based on the definition, based on the diagram drawn. Can you list? So, the first property is opposite angles are equal. Is it right? Because angle B and angle D as shown in the diagram, they should be equal, and similarly angle A and angle C are equal. Property 2, number 2, so diagonals bisect each other. So, this is property number 2. So, let us understand a parallelogram by using these two properties. Now, let us move further. A rhombus. A parallelogram having all sides equal is a rhombus. So, I have drawn a rhombus here. Let us understand properties of rhombus by listing those. So, opposite angles are equal. Diagonals bisect at right angles. It is shown in the diagram itself. Opposite sides are parallel. These are the three properties you can easily understand. Now, let us move further with the types of quadrilaterals. Rectangle. So, I have drawn a rectangle. You have seen many such diagrams of rectangles. A rectangle is a parallelogram having each angle equal to right angle. So, what are the properties? Opposite sides are equal and parallel. Diagonals being equal bisect each other. You have understood what is bisection. Now, let us continue our discussion of types of quadrilaterals with respect to square. A square is a rectangle having all sides equal, and you know that opposite sides are parallel. All sides are equal and opposite sides are parallel. So, the properties: opposite angles are equal, diagonals being equal, similar to rectangle, they bisect each other, opposite sides are parallel. Now, let us discuss some of the properties of a parallelogram. Opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So, this is a kind of a property of a parallelogram. So, let us prove it. So, ABCD is a parallelogram. I have drawn AC as a diagonal, and I am measuring angle CAB as 1 and ACB as 2. Similarly, DCA as angle 3 and DAC as angle 4. So, let us consider triangle parallelogram ABCD. So, as we have seen it, AC is the diagonal. So, angle 1 is equal to angle 3. Is it right? Those three angles are equal because DC as shown, DC is parallel to BC, AB. DC is parallel to AB because it is a property of parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel, and AC becomes what it becomes? We call it as an intercepting line. So, A1 and 3 they become alternate angles. Similarly, 2 and 4 they are alternate angles because AD is parallel to BC, AB is parallel to CD. You can see it. Now, therefore, you can easily tell that we can easily conclude these two triangles. What is that? ADC and ABC they are congruent. If they are congruent, by which property? Based on angle side angle property, because angle 4 and 2, 1 and 3, the side in between them. So, it is AC. Therefore, AB is equal to DC, and similarly AD is equal to BC. We can conclude that opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. Dear students, note down whatever we are discussing here. Now, let us continue the property of a parallelogram. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. So, whatever we have drawn in the previous proof, let us draw similarly. So, I have drawn a parallelogram ABCD. AC is the diagonal. So, let us call angle CAB as angle 1, angle ACB as angle 2, DCA as angle 3, DAC as angle 4. So, in parallelogram ABCD, AC is the diagonal. Angle 1 is equal to angle 3 because CD is parallel to AB, and angle 2 is equal to which angle? Yes, you are telling right, angle 2 is equal to angle 4, as we have seen in the previous proof. So, 2 and 4 are equal and they are alternate angles, and hence these triangles ADC and ABC, they should be congruent. This is the symbol of congruency. So, this is also based on angle side angle axiom. Now, therefore, we can tell that angle B is equal to angle D, because if we fold the triangle, fold the quadrilateral on AC, it means to tell that D superimposes over B, and if I fold over DB, A imposes over C. Therefore, angle A is equal to angle C. Therefore, we can conclude that opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Dear students, write the property, write its proof, try to understand what we are going to discuss. Now, let us continue our discussion on properties of a parallelogram. Adjacent angles of a parallelogram are complementary. So, ABCD is a parallelogram. Angle A plus angle B, angle C and angle D, what is its sum? The sum should yield to 360 degree. But we know that angle B, this angle B is equal to which angle? The property of a parallelogram, angle B is equal to angle D, because they are opposite angles. Opposite angles of a parallelogram, angle B and angle D, they are equal. Similarly, angle A and which angle? Yes, angle A is equal to angle C, because they are opposite angles, they are equal. Therefore, B is equal to D and A is equal to C. And we know that in the previous proof itself, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ADC. Now, angle A plus angle B plus angle C, in place of C, I can write angle A, because A is equal to C, and in place of D, I can substitute angle D. So, I have written angle A plus angle B twice, and their sum is equal to 360 degree. So, how many times angle A is there? Angle A is there 2 times. Therefore, angle A plus angle A is equal to 2 times of angle A, and angle B plus angle B is equal to 2 times of angle B. So, the sum is 360 degree. So, let us divide 360 by 2. 2 1s are 2, 2 1s are 2, I am cancelling here, 2 8s are 16 and 0 is kept as it is. So, sum of angles, adjacent angles, it is 180 degree. Is it right? Write down the proof also. Let us continue our property of parallelogram here. Diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So, I have drawn a parallelogram. There is a diagonal ABCD, DB is the diagonal and AC is one more diagonal. Now, let us identify the angles. So, in parallelogram ABCD, AC is the diagonal and DB is one more diagonal. We know that angle 1 is equal to angle 3, is it right? And angle 2 is equal to angle 4. This angle 2 is equal to angle 4. Then we know that they are equal because AB is parallel to DC and they are alternate angles. Now, we can easily tell that if you mark the point of intersection as angle as O, then triangle AOB is congruent to triangle COD. They are congruent triangles based on AAA criterion, angle criterion. Therefore, DO, mark this as O in the middle, this is O. DO is equal to OB and AO is equal to OC. Therefore, we can easily conclude that the diagonals of a parallelogram are bisecting each other, they bisect. So, mark this. So, understand whatever we have proved here. Let us move further. Let us solve a problem now. In a parallelogram, adjacent angles, they are in the ratio 3:2. Find the measure of each angle. Write down the question here. So, let us solve it. Angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree because, so I am rereading the problem here. In a parallelogram, adjacent angles are in the ratio 3:2. Find the measure of each angle. So, angle 1 plus angle 2 is 180 degree because A and B are adjacent angles. I have written it here, drawn the diagram here. ABCD, in ABCD, A and B are adjacent. So, they have given it is in the ratio 3:2. So, let us take angle A measures 3x, angle B as 2x. Therefore, 3x plus 2x is 180, 3x plus 2x is 5x, it is 180 degree. So, let us divide 180 degree by 5. So, it is 36 degree. Now, angle A is equal to, we know that it is 3x. So, it is 3 into 36, it is 108 degree and angle B is 2x. Therefore, it is 2 times 36 degree, it is 72 degree, it is nothing but angle D. These are opposite angles. So, let us solve a new problem here. In parallelogram ABCD, find angles XYZ and state the property used. So, ABCD is the parallelogram here. So, it is shown in this is 40 degree and this is 70 degree. In the axiom itself, we have studied BC is the ray standing on line AB. Therefore, if external angle is 70 degree, the inner angle should be 130 degree. Sum of inner angle should be, what is the sum of these two angles? So, if it is 70, it is 110 degree. Sum of those two angles is 180 degree. Now, let us find XYZ. So, Y is 40 degree because angle A, this 40 degree is alternate angle to angle Y, and angle B, it is equal to angle D. They are opposite angles of a parallelogram and they should be equal to X and they are opposite angles and it is nothing but 110 degree because a ray BC stands on line AB. So, angle A plus angle B is nothing but 180 degree because adjacent angles of a parallelogram, it is 180 degree. So, what is angle A? Angle A as shown, it measures 40 plus Z. What is angle B? If we have found it as 110 degree is equal to 180, you can easily find it. So, let us sum these two. 40 plus 110 is 150 plus Z is equal to 180. So, let us move 150 to the right side. So, it becomes 180 minus 150. So, what is 180 minus 150? So, it is 30 degree. Dear students, solve this problem along with me so that you can easily understand. Note down whatever I am discussing, note down the properties, recall the properties of parallelogram here. So, let us move further. So, in figure, guns and runs are two parallelograms, find x and y. So, they have given guns GUNS is a parallelogram, one side measures 3y minus 1 and SN measures 26 and SG measures 3x and NU measures 18 units. So, we know that in guns 3y minus 1 is equal to how much? We know that opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal, opposite sides are SN and GU, they are equal. So, 3y minus 1 is 26. So, 3y is 26 minus 1 on transposing to the right side it becomes 27, y is 27 by 3, 3 9s are 27. Now, 3x is equal to 18, is it right? So, 3 1s are 3, 3 6s are 18. So, we have found x and y here. Now, let us take another parallelogram. Runs is another parallelogram, I have drawn it here. So, in this I have named it as runs. So, they have given the parts, the length of the parts of the diagonal here. So, we know that 7 plus y is equal to 20, because diagonals of a parallelogram they bisect each other. Therefore, 7 plus y is equal to 20 and hence y is equal to 20 and 7 on transposing to the right side it becomes minus 7. So, it is 13, 20 minus 7 is 13. So, similarly, let us take one more part here, 16 is equal to x plus y. So, we have found what is y here? Y is 13, let us substitute x plus 13 is equal to 16. So, let us transpose 13 to the right side. So, 16 minus 13 is 3. So, x is 3 units. So, what we have discussed till now? We have discussed sum of external angles of a polygon. We have discussed about sides of a quadrilateral. We have studied even the types of a parallelogram. We have studied the properties of parallelogram and we have solved certain problems on quadrilaterals. So, solve this problem. So, solve problem number 1 of exercise 4.2 in your textbook. It is in page number 66. Solve problem 1, 2, 3 and 4 of exercise 4.3. It is in page number 76. So, solve problem 1 of exercise 4.4. It is listed in exercise in page number 83. Thank you, students.